I'm here with the latest updates from We Share Abundance. We Share Abundance is a cloud nation. We're an emerging nation. We've been around for about 3 years, laying the foundations. We have our own economy, treasury, social services, currency, and we're now building our industries, both within our economy and using external industries as well to boost our economy, strengthen our liquidity in our currency, and increase its value. We are the United States of the world, and we're on a mission to banish poverty. We welcome citizens from every location, every continent, every country, every colour, class, creed, gender, financial status, background, educational level, you name it. We accept and welcome everybody. And we don't even recognize those superficial differences. We're a non-separatist organization. We just see everybody as our own community of human beings, all created in the image of God, and all totally unique. And so each has something unique to offer our community, and so is of equal value to everybody else. And that's a wonderful thing in the way that we operate. We are also streaming live on YouTube, Twitch, and in our Facebook group, We Share Abundance Publicly. And I'll be heading over there in just a moment, because that is where we tend to see most of the comments. However, top of the comments list, as in his usual place, is Lewis from Portugal saying hi. He's on YouTube, but I noticed that we have Norman Firth in on Facebook. I'm sure it'll be Norman because he's there from Doncaster in the UK. And I'm heading over to Facebook now. And when I get there, Facebook willing, come on Facebook, I will be searching for the We Share Abundance Publicly group. And when we get there, once again, Facebook willing, it's a bit slow, or maybe it's my computer, got a lot of stuff on it. I will be looking for the last day of March, the 31st of March. I'm going to make sure my speakers are off so that we don't get feedback. And then I'm going to click on this little link, and that should bring up the comment. And it is, it's Norman in second place from Doncaster. And then we've got Richard from not far away from me in Devon. I'm actually in Cornwall, both in the southwest peninsula of England. And he's saying good evening. We've got Deborah from southern Alabama, USA. And we'll be getting started in just a moment. We are going to get started in our normal fashion with a little short prayer to help you, to help all our members, to help even non-members, if you like, feel that they have a path to true happiness in life. You can't buy that. It doesn't matter how much money you've got. It won't necessarily make you happy. Happiness, long-lasting happiness I'm talking about. You know, if you've got a lot of money, then you can pay off your bills. Yeah, you'll be happy. You'll feel relieved and stress-free, and that'll last for a while. And then you'll want a new house, and that'll be making you happy. And then you'll want a new car, and that'll make you happy. But they're all limited times, and the happiness from them wears off. It's short-term pleasure. You'll always be looking for more, wanting more. No matter how much you've got, you'll always be wanting more, seeking that happiness. And that true happiness can only be found through loving service to others. And the great thing about approaching life through an attitude of loving service to others is that the greater the service you offer, and to the more people, the happier you'll be. And you will find that everything that you need and want in life will just automatically flow to you. Okay, well, with that said, let's have that little prayer. It's very short. It goes like this. Dear Heavenly Father, we are so happy and grateful for you, and we ask that you bless the We Share Abundance community, that it may fill each member's heart with unconditional love. And through that love, bless each member that they find the joy of service. And through service, they attract true happiness and everything they want and need in life. Amen. Okay. We also have a little affirmation that we do, and that is to help us maintain that non-separatist ideology that we have, where we just view everybody as human beings, equal in every sense, even though you in every way, if that makes sense to you. Okay, and then that goes like this. We are so happy and grateful to be citizens of the United States of the world, with God and truth as our leaders. Heavenly Father, may thy kingdom of peace come into our world as it is in heaven, and free us all, and live in harmony, that we become perfect citizens in body, mind, and soul of thy world. And if you'll excuse me, I'll just get rid of a little tickle. Aye. That's better, I hope. Okay, so officially, I am here not just to chat and let you know about We Share Abundance in general, but to give you the updates. Where are we? What's happening? Because there's always something happening. You know, a day where you don't make progress is a day wasted. A day where you don't learn something new is a day wasted. And we try not to waste our days here in We Share Abundance. All week we've been working on getting the stable stakes up in the members dashboard, and they are there now. However, the people that have already staked are not yet displayed. Okay, but you will be able to see stable stakes. It comes under the secondary staking. It's in StakeTab, and it's there, and you can also buy it if you choose, if you're not already in. And the facility for me to add the members that have already staked is available in the admin area, but I've not had time to get to it. We've only just loaded that. Well, I say only just about, maybe 3/4 of an hour ago, I think we got it loaded. We had to do a lot of rigorous testing on it. It takes a long time. That got loaded late-ish afternoon, and I'm not in any mood now after a long day to go through and add the people in. There aren't enough people. I can't remember how many there are. I think there's probably 25, 26, something like that, people. It's not enough to write a program for to upload them. So I'll do it manually. And it'll probably take, I don't know, a few minutes for each one. They have to be checked. It should be all okay. I'm not exactly sure what information I've got on the spreadsheet, but I think I've got everything there. So it should only take 2 or 3 minutes, hopefully, per member to get added in. However, today's the last day of the month, and that means that tomorrow we will be doing the content routines. Those run automatically now. But it does mean that for a short while there will not be access to the admin dashboard while the updates are going through, and the members area while the updates are going through. So it'll be after those have run that I will first have the opportunity to add them, but I've got other things to do as well. But I do hope to get them added sometime tomorrow. Okay, I can't promise when, but if you have got one of those stable stakes, then they will be added. I've also got to remove the payment option from the web page for stable stakes. And I'm not sure whether we've got a link in there from the dashboard to that page, which needs to be done if it's not there. So there's still a little bit of tidying up to do on it, and there are one or two admin functions that I'm hoping won't be needed, but they still need to be there just in case. And that is for like the refund of stakes if people decide that they want a refund, this sort of thing. Okay, so that's been done today. It's been quite a busy day. In the time when I've not been busy with that and during the general routine, I did manage to get a video out, a message out about it on how to possibly. It's totally optional, as all things are, but how to possibly use that new plan called, what the hell is it called? Excuse my language. Um, in Innovatex or something like that. Let me find it. Inertix. Okay. How to possibly use that with a minimal amount of risk. There's risk in everything, but they have a series of plans that can pay you up to 4.2% a day. I wouldn't recommend that you jump in at that level unless you can really easily afford to lose. I think $2,000 is the minimum for that level, because we don't know much about them. We don't know how long they're going to be around. And officially, in 10 days, you should get your 2,000 back plus your profit on that $2,000. But having been bitten a few times with a few programs in the past, I think a little bit more caution is wise. And what I have put together and what I am doing is I use $240 that we made. This is, once again, it's for We Share Abundance. It's not mine. $240 that we'd made in excess of funds that have been used on the things. And I put that into the plan. And that way, in how long did that plan last? I've forgotten. Oh dear, end of a long day. Let me just see. It's here somewhere. Yeah, 25 days. That's right. That way, in 25 days, I've lost Facebook now. Here we go. That way, in 25 days, we should have that $240 back in our account, and an additional $150 that we can then use, which is profit. So it means that we can't lose money. And that $150 in about 6 months' time will start producing significant income. In fact, it'll start producing income in about 5 months' time if we follow the plan that I've outlined in the video I created for you. But it takes another month for it to build up to a higher level. It starts off at about $500 every 10 days, and it goes up to 600 and to 900, I think. So in about 6 months, it's around about $1,000 every 10 days. Is there a risk? Yeah, there is a risk. That $240 is at risk for 25 days while we are getting the profits and getting that $240 back. Once we get the $240 back, then there is no risk. I'm hopeful, and I'm pretty confident, as confident as you can be with anything online these days, that it'll last for 25 days and more. And I'm hoping it'll last for 12 months, couple of years. And if it doesn't, it will stand us in really good stead. But that's there. There is a message in your inbox about it. I did the video. I hope it's intelligible. because once again, that was done quite late on after we'd been working on the testing pretty much all day. So that is there for your perusal. You may like it, you may not. Do you have to get involved at 240? No, you don't have to get involved at all. You can use the free plan. I'm not sure whether you get the $25 back at the end of the free plan. They gave you that. They probably take that back out. You'll only be left with the profit, which will only be around about $9 or $10, I think. So at the end of that free plan, $9 or $10 won't be enough to withdraw. I think you will probably find you have to load $20 or so to take another plan to generate more income to get to a point where you can withdraw. But I don't know enough about it to verify that, but that would be my guess. But the rates that they're paying are very, very high, which means it's a higher risk. The higher rewards, the higher risk. But if you work that plan as I've outlined, and you've got 240 that you can afford to risk for 25 days, and if you lose it, well, you lose it. But if it runs to 25 days, then you're in the plan free and clear. If you can do that, then there is a good chance that you can make some decent money from that plan. Okay, we've got Kingsley in as well from Manchester, UK. Manchester, where I came from, we've had Manchester weather here today. No, it's worse than Manchester weather. It's been like Manchester weather, but very windy with it as well. It's been grey, drizzly most of the day. Occasionally a bit heavier rain, occasionally a little bit of a few dry spots, but a lot of wind as well with it. So that's what it's been like all day, and I think it's going to continue through the night. So I'm hoping we'll get a short patch when we finish here, so I can take Cody for a walk without getting blown away or drowned. Okay. What else? Yeah, with it the month end, of course, make sure you log in to your dashboard and click read messages. We don't want you being penalised for not having read messages. We do give you a couple of days grace on that, but it's easier if you just log in, read all your messages and clear them all out. I'm still not fully functioning or understanding how the automatic process works. It does produce a report for me, but I'm not quite sure what time of day that's run. I should have asked Deviani, but she's gone off now. It's quite late there. It's what time is it here? So yeah, it's midnight there. So she's probably in bed by now. I'm not exactly sure what time it runs. I know that the report it produces automatically, then I can download that, and then I have to go through it and check it. And if there are any discrepancies, then I have to contact Deviani. It looks like it runs pretty well now. I don't think there'll be any discrepancies, but we do those checks. And then we'll be able to get the figures out as well for the month end. So that's another passive plan that is in there, that whatever it's called, Invertex or whatever. I received another payment from the double up plan today, so I had two payments back on the $500 we put in there. So that has we're in there now, free and clear on that $500 deposit, because we've had $500 out. We've got 2 more weeks where we'll get another $500 less any fees that are associated with the payments, which can vary. They can be They can be as much as around about $7 or something like that, but depends on what coin and things you're using. So, um, but that came through bang on time. I think Rebecca's still making payments and still going through deposits. She's concentrating on payments first, and then she'll go through the deposits. It doesn't matter if the deposits take 3, 4, 5, 6 days to be acknowledged. They are time stamped at the time of receipt, and so they don't affect your excuse me, your income. So just if you're waiting for acknowledgement of that, just have a bit of patience. It will come through. I know somebody is waiting for one that I'm monitoring, and that still hasn't been done. That was from Wednesday, so that's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and it's 3 days. But I'm pretty sure it'll come through in the next day or so. In addition to those payments, I also got a commission payment. We had about $600 in commission that came in. So in effect, we're in profit with with that plan through the commission. Um, but I want to see a bit more of it, how it works and everything else before we get carried away and put more money into it building gradually. It's the same thing if you're doing marketing, marketing campaigns that we're involved in. You don't say, okay, this looks a good campaign. Let's throw $10,000 at it and see how it goes. Nobody in their right mind does that, and certainly experienced marketers. They say, okay, the campaign's ready to go. We'll give it 200 or 300, or maybe 500 at most. You give it that, and they monitor the results that come in the first 24 hours, and then they shut down some campaigns, and because you never do it with just one page or one picture or one. You have multiple streams that you compare, and the ones that are producing well, you expand on and you use those as your what's the word? I can't think of the word. You use those as your base, if you like. That's what we should be doing. And anything that's less than those, you get rid of those, but you put new ones in to see if you can beat the others. And so you might go with another 500 for the next day, and you make sure that things are getting to the point where you're breaking even or running at a small profit. And when that happens, then you start stepping it up, but you do it slowly. You don't say, okay, it's running at a profit now, bang, let's like get the rest of the 10 grand in. No. You say, okay, we'll get 500,000 in. Well, we put 1,500 in the next day or 2,000, and gradually it builds in that way. And then you get to a point where you're paying for the advertising and expansion out of the profitability of the campaign. And that is sound marketing, and that is the way that marketing is done professionally. It's not the way that most people out there do it. It's the way that the people that are making money do it. Okay. Sometimes you get a campaign that fails, and it cost you 200 or 500 or maybe $1,000, but you've got another campaign running that hits, and that makes up. You know, you only need one really good campaign; it'll pay for a lot of losses. It's the same with what we're doing with these passive income plans. We only need one really good one that will cover all the losses, and we've had some losses already. We got taken for a ride with Metafy Yielders, Bonanza Collapse. There was that So-Buy thing. There was that one that was Magic Johnson's. So we've had our fair share of failures. But I believe the ones that we've got now that are running are stronger, and we have a better chance of making money with them, particularly with Vortic and AAS. I think those are two sound programs. Funds, Coin Market Ball. I'm pretty confident with all those that we can get into profitability with them, and I think that Vortic and AAS in particular will um, will generate long-term income for us. We've got the double up plan. How is that going to go? We don't know. But we do know that if we get through 2 weeks, we've got our money back. So we've got our money back in that. We can't lose in that. Double up plan. And it doesn't matter whether you put in the minimum $100 or you've gone gung ho and put in 10 grand or whatever. I don't think you can put 10,000. 8,000 is the maximum per day. As long as you get through 2 weeks, you've got your money back, and then you're free and clear. And that, once again, then you can build gradually, build. Um, and if you watch that video on how that $240 is used, you'll see that same strategy. And it's the same strategy for lots of different things that you'll come across in life. Don't just jump in at the deep end every time. Take it gradually, see what's happening, boom, boom, boom. And that way, you can't lose a fortune. And that's why, although we lost with Edify Yielders, which was a real scam, we put in $10,000, but it was amongst quite a lot of our members. Everybody lost, of course, but we did stress that we didn't want to put more into that pool for the 10,000 than they were prepared to lose. Nobody wants to lose money, but you've got to be prepared to lose it. You don't want to be putting in your rent money and your food money and this sort of thing. So um, that's where we are. We've had our losses, but I think we've got some really potentially very, very good, strong ones coming up now in Vortex, AAS, and Coin Market Bull, particularly, which are good returns. Of course, if the double up plan lasts for even 6 months, you can make an awful lot of money with that. We don't know how long it's going to go. We don't know how it's going to go on. And funds looks like it's very stable and continues to grow. But the growth of that is less than the other plans I've quoted. So we'll have to see. We'll see how this new one goes on as well. Right. Deborah's gone. She's watching. Oh, no, it's not. It's Zena just popping in. Um, Richard Atkins said, I would love to know how Rebecca manages to achieve such amazing returns. If you're keen enough, you can track Rebecca. I can't remember her name now, and she's been trading for quite a while. She's not old. I think she's only about 38, but she's been trading for about 10 years and doing a lot of trading for other people. And if they upset her, she kicks them out, and then they get stroppy because their source of income's gone. So she can be a bit hard nosed, but she does have quite a lot of feedback in social media and places. There's a few people know of her. Some of the feedback out there is, says, "Oh, she's a scammer and she's been locked up." And of course, she hasn't. She's still out there but these people that she's fallen out with, and they put out all sorts of nonsense. So you've got to do a bit of detective work. If you know Hank, is it Hank? I can't think of his name now. He did quite a bit of research into Rebecca before he got involved, um, and John Wilms also, who's been a member for since we started pretty much. Um, he's down in Honduras, but I think he's originally English, I think, but he lived all over the world, and he's got his sailing boat down in Honduras somewhere, I think. Okay, anyway, there are a lot of people that do make very good returns, but they're few and far between. It is a little bit concerning that she is offering to double your money in 4 weeks. That is really powerful, and I understand where you're coming from, Richard. And that is why I say get your cash out. You know, you're at risk for 2 weeks. You're at risk with half of it for 1 week, or all of it for 1 week, and half of it for the second week. But after that, then you're free and clear. You adopt that strategy that I've just been outlining. Um, you can't lose. You've got to be in there prepared to lose and get your cash out in 2 weeks, and then you can't lose. Okay, so Bozina from Edinburgh in Scotland was just popping in and said she'll watch the replay. I saw Deborah's name, but she's just saying hi to Bozina. Okay, I think I've pretty much covered it. I do have the numbers. Let me get those out of the way before I forget. We have a net increase of 1 in our registered members in the last 24 hours to 38,806. It's a balancing act. We remove people that haven't logged in for 2 months, and we add anybody new in that registers, and sometimes it's pluses, sometimes it's minuses. But there you go. Our active member count is up by 15 to 4,264. These are people that are usually logging in every day. And what else have we got? Oh, Multiply Weezer, no change in anything there since yesterday. There is a few cents from the revenue share for logging in, but it's not enough to push it up for another dollar. So we're still $1,094.43 for the bonus pool in Multiply Weezer. We need to get the liquidity pools built up. And all these programs that we're talking about will help with that. A big impact is going to come from the turnkey cash cow marketing campaigns and from the Miracles website. Those are going to be huge impacts once they start really going. They'll really do wonders for our liquidity pools, and it won't take long to get the Weezer Abundance pool supported and working really well. It doesn't mean that you'll have access to all the wealth building funds that have accumulated there, but it does mean we'll be able to get the people that bought nest eggs, they'll be able to withdraw their nest eggs and get all those loans paid off and things like that. And then following that, there will be a slower release. It'll be like a drip feed for people that want to access some of the funds that they have in their wealth building accounts. But everything that we're doing is directed at that. And as we get the Visa abundance into a balanced situation, won't take an awful long time for that. Then we'll be working on the Visa tokens. There are an awful lot of tokens out there. That is my fault. I allowed far too many to be issued to our members. There's about 20 million of them out there in the wild west of the Waves Exchange. Consequently, the price is really low. I think it's running at about half a cent or something like that, maybe a bit lower than that, maybe a bit more. It tends to vary. Sometimes it goes up. We see the market value at a cent or two. Sometimes it drops down below half a cent. But we will be working on that, and we will get that up. And we want to get that up to $2.50 to $3 eventually, which will bring it into balance with a lot of other things, and it will gradually increase from there. And at some point, it will really take off in the same way that some other coins have in the past. But at the moment, it's plodding along, and there is a little bit of movement there. When I check, it's very little most days. Some days none, some days a few dollars. You get the odd day where there's $20 or $50, but that is negligible in cryptocurrencies. But that's where we are with the Visa token as well. And I think that covers it. Let me check the Melon app to see if we've got any questions in from YouTube or Twitch. It was strange yesterday that Lewis was trying to post a question regarding the spreadsheet for Vortic, and it wasn't displaying. I don't know why. I don't know what happened there, because usually there's no problem. And he was putting comments in that was showing up, but that particular question didn't appear. But he private messaged me on it, and it is something that he said would be useful, and that was to show a spreadsheet where as soon as you got $50, could be used to reinvest and show how that would build. Because at the moment, what it does is it only reinvests when you reach a total of your initial investment. So in other words, if you put in $1,000, it won't make any reinvestment until you've got $1,000 on the spreadsheet there. But you could potentially be having $50 going in here, there, on multiple occasions, and the effect that would have. But it gets a bit complicated because there are different rates. Somebody might have a $2,500 account, and that's okay. We can say, okay, $2,500, it puts that in every time. We know the interest rate on that. But if you start putting in $50, that's at a different interest rate, and it gets a bit more complicated to put into the spreadsheet. So you've got to work with what there is there. And I explained it to Lewis, and he was kind enough to accept the explanation. I'm sure it's possible, but it would be very time consuming for me to do it. And I honestly just don't have the time at the moment. I've got far too much on my plate with the TCC campaign and the fun media site and the Fun Miracle site and the general running of things. So you have to make do with what I can offer to you, and hopefully you'll be able to manage with that. So I'll be here tomorrow, hopefully with the State of the Nation for the month of March, the winners of the free raffle that we run every month. Um, the top prize winners, about 20% of our members in each of our primary staking pools win prizes. But the top prize winners is the only ones that we actually um, notify. We'll be here with those, State of the Nation, and various other bits and pieces. And I say, with a bit of luck and a bit of effort and hard work and time management, I'll get the people that are in that stable stake added into there, and it'll be appearing in your back office. So until tomorrow, it's up to you now. Get out there and be Visa warriors. Share some love and abundance. Give away some soap coupons. Help the people understand what they're about. Help them to give theirs away, making them some cash. Okay? It's all there. It's free. You don't have to put your hand in your pocket, and neither does anybody you introduce. Sell some ad packs. They're only $5 for the Poverty Crusher, and that program seems to be picking up gradually. Um, I know that there'll be a lot of people that are getting through that, certainly first level and into the second level, even if they're passive. Now I've seen quite a lot of activity, and it will grow, and it will grow, and it will grow, and it will grow faster if you are active in it as well. Okay, so with that said, get out there, be Visa warriors, go the extra mile. You will find love and happiness coming into your life just through serving and sharing abundance. Until tomorrow, I'll feed the saying, and I'll see you later, alligator, in a wild crocodile. See you later, alligator. Always wear a smile. See you later, alligator. Go the extra mile. See you later, alligator. Yeah.